Evening, gang. It's Friday night, Friday the 19th of February 2021. Good evening and welcome to a rather unusual Friday night television spectacular. Usually I'm here Saturday morning, but we got the men coming. Men are coming. Oh, it's been a long time since Men are coming to the studios of United Kingdom Talk tomorrow to install air conditioning in my bedroom. How fabulous is that? Oh, I'm so excited. Big boxes are waiting in the kitchen. That was delivered on Wednesday. And I've had to, as you know, I've had a portable air conditioner in my bedroom now for over 10 years. It's the second one I've had. But it's quite noisy. So I've been saying for years that I want to get the proper one installed, the same as I've got in here. As you've seen it before, it's up there, on the wall there. So I'm having one of those put in the bedroom, and it was a special offer as it's winter and they try and get the work in, you see. And that's why that's happening tomorrow. And that's why we're here tonight. So a very good evening to you, boys and girls. Usual things will be happening. If you're in the chat box, a very good evening to you. If you're new to the show, and you're in the chat box and you're trying to talk to me, I don't go into the chat box. That's for you to talk to each other in. If you want to communicate with me, please send a text 07551 259 675 or an email, or you'll be able to call in when phone lines open very shortly, gang. Let's just do a couple of the messages coming in at the moment, and they are from Paul in Cornwall. Good evening, Paul. DJ Sparky is in the house. When are you on again, Paul? I had a little listen to your, was it the love songs you did Sunday? Very nice and relaxing. I do like ballads. I do like love songs. What I don't like is depressing love songs. For example, Nothing Compares to You. I can't bear that one. Sinead O'Connor. What a depressing song that is. Nothing compares. Oh, dreadful. And I Will Always Love You. Not keen on those, but a good ballad. Anything Whitney Houston, apart from that one. Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All. Do you like that one? And I, the greatest love of all, is happening. I think I could do that one tonight at some point. What do you think? Would you like me to perform that for you live here in the Mirable Studios? I think that might go down quite well today. Do you? Just a suggestion. Anyway, hello to you, Paul. Hello to, when are you back on the radio, Paul in Cornwall? Do let us know. Hello to Fran Green. She's a big convert, aren't you, darling? No, not religious. She's not become a Jew or Muslim or Catholic or anything like that. No, a convert to Reach on Air. She loves it. She loves it and is making friends, from what I've heard, because I am often on there, just listening quietly if I'm walking around or doing something like that. And I often hear your name mentioned, Fran. So I'm so pleased that you found something that you enjoy, perhaps more than mainstream radio. I like to think that most of the people on Reach on Air, if you listen, they're talking to you, not at you. This is the big difference between like Capital and Heart and all that. We are talking to you, not at you. Huge difference there, and I'm glad you like it, Fran. Hello to John Parrish. Evening, John. You've got... Blimey. Is Caravan Park... The fees have gone up £500? Jesus. Oh, that's awful, isn't it? £500? What's the reason for that, then? That's a hell of a jump. Ours go up annually by 50 quid. Never more. They go up every year by 50 quid, which I think is very fair, to be honest. Oh, that's quick. We've got a call coming already. Let's take it. We don't normally open the phone lines yet, but it's just flashed up. Hello, Ray. How are you?
Yeah, fella. Before I do my cooking, I thought to see how you're doing.
I'm very well. Are you cooking tonight, are you, Ray?
Yeah, I bought a load of salad stuff. So I put some chicken in the oven earlier.
Yes.
So it's cooling down. So I thought I'd phone you while it's cooling down. Before getting ready, I thought I'd phone you first.
Good. And what are you having with the chicken, Ray?
Some salad.
Salad? Any sort of sauce on it at all or nothing?
No, because I've been told to cut down on my sugar contents.
That's right,
so
yes,
I've got to be careful. I had a blood test on Tuesday.
Yes.
And it come back a little bit high, 2 points higher than last year. So from today onwards, healthy eating from today onwards.
Okay, I don't really know what the two... Is that a diabetes thing you're talking to me about? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't had it done for about a year.
Right. Have you managed...
So I thought I'd better check.
Have you managed to lose much weight at all, Ray?
I don't know. I do a lot more walking around the store, but I could do more walking on my day off, but I don't get much time because on my day off, I just sleeping a lot. You're just relaxing. And listen to your wonderful show.
Have you managed to lose any weight at all, Ray?
I think I might have lost about a stone, I think.
Are you not weighing yourself? Then you won't know unless you weigh yourself, my love.
I feel slimmer because when I look at myself, I can feel my trousers are looser.
Are they? Have you not got a set of scales, Ray?
Yeah, but what I normally do, I normally check it out with the doctors each week when I go get my legs checked for my dressing.
Right.
For my cellulitis. So when I'm there Tuesday, I'm going to ask her if I can check my weight.
Yeah, you should do it every week, really. What are you now, Ray? Because I know you're a big lad, aren't you?
You wish.
Huh?
I wish I was a big lad. Not that way, but I say I'm too high. Let's say I want to get down. I want to lose 2 stone.
2 stone. Okay. And what would that take it down to?
I want to get down to about. I'm over 20. Let's just say I want to be down. I will get down to about 23. I can help it.
You're about 25, are you? You want to get down to 23?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would go a little bit further than that, to be honest, Ray. Because I just to let people know, I do know Ray very well, and he's been coming in my pubs for years, the places I've been working, in literally years. 30 years I must have known Ray. 30 years. And he's having a lot of trouble with his legs at the moment and the diabetes. Maybe 23 might not be far enough. I think you need to sort of set your goal a bit lower. Shall we say 15? I know that's quite a lot to do, but you know, you just do your best, Ray. You sound like you got a nice dinner tonight anyway, chicken and salad.
Yeah. I've noticed I've got fruit to go with it afterwards. I've got bananas and strawberries I bought yesterday.
Oh.
So I have that afterwards.
Yeah. Do you have anything with the strawberries?
I've got some ice cream in the freezer, but I'm not going to have that. I'll just have it.
Yeah.
I'll just have it on its own.
Yeah. Just have the strawberries on their own. That'd be best.
But you always look so young and healthy. How'd you do it?
Oh, I don't know, darling. It's just me, darling. It's the makeup people in the other room. You know, it's a very professional setup, this is. We've got everything here. We've got people answering the phones and everything, dear. I'm surprised you came through to me. They're all waiting there to take telephone calls today. All waiting. And you came straight through to me. How did you do that, Ray?
Am I your first caller?
Yes, you are the first caller. We hadn't even opened the phone lines tonight, Ray.
I'm flattered. I try and listen to a show every morning. But I don't. If I'm awake early, I don't start to 2.
Yeah.
I normally try and listen an hour before I get ready, before I go to work, before I get up. Listen to your show, do a bit of dancing to get myself moving in the morning.
Do you listen to that live at 9 o'clock, or do you listen to the recording that goes up shortly afterwards?
No, I won't try and listen live. You know, sometimes I send you messages.
Yeah. So you're there at 9 o'clock in the morning, are you? It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Does it remind you? You know the way I do the radio show. Incidentally, that's what the radio show is, gang. Monday to Friday, okay. When I do the radio show, does it remind you a little bit of the Black Cap on a Monday night? The way it's done.
Any show you put on, any show you do, it's brilliant. It's like, everything you do, I don't get a chance to do your bingo because I get home from work on a Sunday. I'm too tired to watch anything.
Yeah, because you do you work in Morrison's, don't you?
Yeah, and sometimes I meant to finish at 5, but sometimes I finish later if I need work doing. The managers ask me if I could stay to help them.
Yeah. How long have you been there now, Ray?
26 years.
26 years in the same branch?
Yeah.
Gosh. How old are you now? Are you 50 yet?
Yeah, I'll be 54 in the summer.
Oh, are you? Oh, you're only a little bit lower than me then. I'm 58 now. Can you believe that?
I thought you were about 53.
I know. I don't know where the time has gone. I really don't.
Oh, no, I thought you were 25.
Well, we're very lucky to still be here, aren't we, Ray? And I want to see you here in another 20 years. So get on that weight loss thing, my darling, all right?
You look after yourself. I'll speak to you Monday morning, hopefully.
Yeah, you look after yourself, Ray. Thanks for calling in, darling. Bye-bye, my love. There we are, Ray in London. He's a lovely chap. He's such a nice person. I've known him for years, that one. Thought I'd just take that as it came in there, my darlings. All right, let's just read some of these messages here. Hello to Amelia. Good evening, Amelia. I hope you're still there, darling. Which is a bit upset, Amelia. Where do we go to now? Did we do Paul in Amsterdam? Hello, Paul in Amsterdam. We are in bed at the moment. What, this time of night? 8:10. Are you ill? Have you both got coronavirus? Should have had the injections. I'll tell you about mine in a moment. Evening to Diane, Jeb, Jason Hughes, Gary Ross in house. Good evening, Gary. Any sign of a parcel yet, Gary? That got dropped off at the delivery office yesterday afternoon. Yes, oh, maybe it's a little bit early. Yesterday afternoon. And talking of parcels, I've lost 2 now. Seriously, I've lost 2. I'll come to that a little bit later on doing the show. Paul in Cornwall is on Sunday night, 2 hours at 9 o'clock. Okay, 9 till 11. Are you 9? Isn't that Ross Patzell at 9? Oh, it says, I have a show booked for 9 o'clock Sunday night, 2 hours. It's going to be fun. How do you deal with a news in between it? It doesn't happen, Paul. If you've booked a 2-hour slot, it will go through. You won't have to stop for the news. It doesn't happen. Okay? It used to, but they changed it, so your 2 hours will be 2 hours. It won't be 1 hour news, then 1 hour. So don't worry about the news. Just carry on. All right? No problem there. Hello to George. Please do not sing. How rude. Oh, it's Lily. Hello, Lily. There's little George's. There's little Lily, George's friend. I hope you're well now from the Lily had the coronavirus. She's, are you 10? I think you're 10. 8, 9, 10, something around that. Lily had the coronavirus, didn't she, my darling? Anyway, I hope you've recovered from that now. John says, excuses, they're putting in a new road. This is John who's got the caravan. A new barrier, closed circuit television. I'll be suing once out of the site. Oh, I don't know. It's shocking. You see, this is the trouble with caravan sites. The price can just, they can do what they like. There is no regulations. There's a big thing going on a lot with actual caravan owners at the moment, John. You've probably seen it. They're trying to get some sort of benefits for people with caravans. What's the word? Legal. Oh, I can't think of the word now. Legal benefits. Like they have, like you have if you're renting a house, you've got certain legal things on your side. In a caravan, you've got nothing. Seriously. Bloke can knock on John's door tonight and say, right, I've had enough of you. I want you off here in a week. And that's it. He's got to go. End of. No, I can't think of the word. No legals at all. Terrible. Good evening to Maureen. Evening, Maureen in London. Hello, my love. Thank you. Evening to Mick Davenport. There's Shania. Evening, Shania. Nope, no parcel yet. Actually, that one probably is a bit early. I've tracked it this time, Gary. I've done a tracking thing, although there was a tracking thing done to me. I'll come to that a little bit later on, so hang around. A very good evening to my very good friend Ray Reynolds. Funnily enough, Ray, I was just talking to Duncan, owner of Central Station, a couple of hours ago, and he did mention you. He was asking after you. All right, Ray. Lily is 8 years old. Yeah, you're the same age as my great niece, Evie, actually, Lily. So there we are. All right, Lily. Hello, darling. Steve Allen's been off, has he? Is he not well? Oh, I didn't know that. Hello to Amelia Phillips as well. I didn't know Steve Allen was off at the moment. Is ill? Have they said what's wrong with him? Who's filling in for him at the moment? This is Steve Allen, incidentally, gang. This is one of my top talk show hosts. He's on LBC. He's on very early in the morning, so I don't get to listen to him. Now and again, I listen to his podcast, but yeah, he's saying he's been off. How long has he been off for then? Oh, it's very unusual for him not to be at work. He must be really ill if he's not at work, Steve Allen. He's been there for years. He's been at LBC ever since they started. Do you know that? He's very good, isn't he? Hello to Paul and Lou. Where did you get that jacket from? I'll come to that. I'll come to that in a minute, okay? So there's all your messages there. Good evening to Joseph McDonald. Hello, young Joseph. Nice to see you, darling. Lovely to see you. I had my vaccination a few weeks ago, and the next one is due in April. So you've got your second date already, have you? Wow. Wow. Daniel Woodhouse has just got out of the bath. I hope you're not sitting there naked looking at me, please, Daniel, because that's just not right, dear. Daniel says, nice, clean, noble face, hair washed and legs shaved. You don't shave your legs, do you? I thought it was only gay blokes that did that, my love. My hairs never grew on my legs. I'm pretty hairless. Even my chest, look, I'm just going to expose a little bit. Look. Here is the proof that I am white trash, darling. Look, no hairs, never grew. Funny, innit? Hello to Mike in Brighton. Good evening. Is this one of your new jackets? I just remembered you didn't sing happy birthday to me on December the 30th. Well, it's a bit late now, isn't it? It's a bit late now, Mike. Christ almighty. We actually did away with the birthdays because we don't do a daily show now. So you can see what happens. Funnily enough, you should mention the birthdays thing. You know, we've been doing birthdays at the end of the show now for about 4 years or so, right? When we were doing a daily show, that kind of made sense. But when I stopped the daily show in October, it didn't make sense anymore because you get birthdays on Monday, then you wouldn't get them on Tuesday. Then you get, and it just didn't make sense to do them. So we dropped that. Unless, of course, you're with us live, as in now, and it's your birthday, and you tell me, then all well and good. But it didn't make sense to do it, so I dropped that. And do you know what? Not one person, not one single message from anyone came through and said, oh, it was my birthday yesterday, and you didn't sing to me. So that was a bleeding waste of time, weren't it? What a waste of time. The 4 years I've spent singing people happy birthday. Dear me. So, oh, John, he's got cystitis. Is that, I don't know what that is. Is that a water thing? I thought that was something ladies got. Isn't that so? I thought that was something to do with ladies' bits. So obviously, I know nothing about that. I'm not a doctor or anything, do I? You know, one of those things there. Hello to Sherry DMP. Good evening, Sherry. Loves the jacket. I'll come to the jacket in a moment there. Okay. Ian Payne. Okay, he's quite good. He's quite good, yes. Well, I hope Steve Allen gets better very soon. Sounds a pretty painful thing anyway. Anyway, let's get on with the show. I want to start today with my thing with my vaccination, which I had yesterday morning. I finished my radio show at 11 o'clock, at 10 o'clock yesterday morning. Did a few bits and pieces around the house, and then left the house and took a nice, slow, steady walk towards the danger zone. And it was a bit early, so I thought, on Shania's advice, and also my best mate as well, on Shania's advice and my best mate, I thought I'll stop in at the chemist on the way there and get some paracetamol, because a couple of people, including my mate, and in particular Shania and her dad, funnily enough, they've both had the I've got two names for the vaccines. AstraZeneca, we've renamed that Astro Spaceship, because that sounds better, doesn't it? Astro Spaceship. And the Pfizer one, we've named that. It's especially for gays, that one, like myself, and we've called that Pufficer. That's what we've called it. So, you don't really know which one you're going to get when you get down the doctor's. So on the way there, I popped in at the chemist and I got some paracetamol. 48 pence. I expected to pay like a fiver because I don't have tablets really. I rarely take tablets, only if the doctor tells me to. And then I'll take them. I never really self-medicate. The only thing I have, I've been having a lot recently, is the anti-acid thing before bed. But that's self-inflicted through eating bread and stuff like that. So I stopped eating the bread on Ash Wednesday. And if my acid coming up, if it was at 100%, it's now at about 20. Okay, so that's working. And I would imagine in a couple of days' time it will just stop completely. Then I won't have to have this medicine that I have every night just before. Oh, it's awful. You're laying in bed and you get that, and that you feel it burn as it comes up. That's what's been doing my throat in, you see. Anyway, so I got me paracetamol and another bottle of the anti-acid Galveston Extra mint. They got mint or aniseed. Oh, do you like aniseed? Well, the most vile taste ever, isn't it? Aniseed? Oh, I can't bear it. Horrible taste, and it stinks. Some people must like it, otherwise they wouldn't make the damn stuff, would they? But yeah, so I got the mint one. I was going to get a large one, but they didn't have large in mint. They only had the small one, so I bought a small bottle of that. And then I continued round to the doctor's surgery, so I walked round the corner. It's not far from the chemist. round the corner. I got to the sort of entrance to the car park. It's only a small car park, and there's two people standing there in yellow coats. Walk past them. Hey, good morning. Always say good morning to everyone as I'm walking around. Do you do that? And if they don't answer back, they've got a miserable face. I say it louder. I try 3 times usually. I try 3 times, and if I still don't get a response, as I walk past, I say miserable git or miserable cow. Always. The faces on some people as they walk around here. It's awful. Morning. 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 Miserable git. That's what I say. Rude. Anyway, so I said hello to these 2 people there. Walked past them. And then there's another bloke there. And there's a little queue of 3 people outside the surgery. Okay, so there's the entrance door. Well, no, they're using a different door at the moment. There's the entrance door. So I joined the queue, and there's a lady walking up and down with a clipboard. Nice people, not full of self-importance. I think they might have been volunteers. There seemed to be a lot of them. Like, there was the 2 people there. There was another one in the car park there. There was another bloke here. And there was another lady there with a clipboard. And there was a person inside, sort of just inside the doorway. That's okay. That's all right. You know, they're all quite nice. And as I'm standing there, the queue moved forward and they got the marks on the pavement where to stand. So we all moved forward and up come the lady. Hello, sir. Can I take your name, please? Yes, Christopher Reardon. Okay, thank you very much. And that's it. She said, if you just take another step forward, you see when that lady over there, when she moves in, if you could just take her position and keep an eye inside the hallway. And when there's only one person in the hallway within the doctors, right? And when that person goes, they've gone into a room. So they only have one person in that hallway at a time. So you see her go and then you take a step forward. There's another bloke in there and he calls her in. And that's all fun. Very efficient, extremely efficient. And as I say, no long queue outside or anything like that. So I've gone in. Good morning, sir. If you take a sit down, can I take your name, please? Date of birth. And then they ask you some questions. Lovely lady doctor it was. I don't think I've seen her before. I might have done. Anyway, can't remember. And she asks you, are you on have you had any vaccines in the last 7 days? And like, no. Do you know if you've had coronavirus? I think that's what she said. And I said, no, I don't know. And another couple of questions. What else were they? Are you on any blood thinners? No, not on anything like that. Okay. Then she hands you a leaflet and that, and gives you a little talk about some of the side effects that you might have. And then, okay. I said, I must say I'm full of intrepidation here. And then she looked up and she said, oh, you're not going to faint, are you? So it's obviously happened before. Because I can't be watching someone put a needle in my arm. Oh, no, dear. No. Not doing anything like that. Thank you very much. No, I look the other way. So out comes as soon as I see the injection, I don't wait for her to take the little cover off it. It's all prepared. She's got it there sitting in a little dish, right? So as soon as she picks it up, I look the other way. Straight away, I look the other way like that. You know, like probably most of you are watching this TV programme at the moment. And I look the other way, and she says, please don't faint. I said, don't worry, I'm not going to faint. I said, is it going to hurt? She said, no, I'll be really gentle. And I hardly felt it. I think you feel the stuff going into you more than the needle. And that was it. All well and done. Thank you very much. And out I went, and on the way out, you got the cleaning stuff for your hands. Lady said, would you like to clean your hands before you go, please? You know, because doctors, surgery, hospitals, you pick up stuff in there, don't you? And that was it. And I came straight home. I thought, well, I better come straight home just in case I have some sort of reaction. You never know what's going to happen with some of these things. And I sat down. It was dinner time. Done my dinner. Watched a bit of telly. And that was it. So if that was 12 o'clock, so remember, injection at 10 past 11, 12, 1, about 1 o'clock, bit of a sore arm. And the sore arm went from the injection all the way down. Went all the way down. Very slight ache. But to be honest with you, you had to think about it to actually feel it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, God, it's not like when you've got a bad back. God, do you know about that? And I know some of you have had bad backs. I've had it 5 times. It's just not funny. I wouldn't even joke about it. It's not like that. I wonder if my arm's hurting. Oh, yes, it is. Do you know what I mean? A bit like that. If you didn't think about it, you wouldn't feel it. So there's a slight ache going down there. I went for my evening sleep at about 2:30. I went to bed a bit earlier. I'd started to become slightly tired, okay? And I got up again at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I felt tired. I felt tired at this point. I also hadn't slept particularly well that afternoon, but that's okay. So I didn't do a lot last night. I do spend a lot of time up here just preparing stuff and looking at new songs and little bits of music to play you, you know. So that's my creative thing going on. I'm always up here doing something. Perhaps even some of the news stories that I read sometimes, you know. I collect news stories all the time. Right? So sometimes I'll pull one out and then a little bit after the show I delete them so I don't read them again and then realise it was a week old. But it doesn't matter, you know, it's not like a daily rolling news channel we're doing here, isn't it? So that doesn't matter, we can all talk about this stuff. So I was feeling a little bit tired, and then I think I remember telling you on the last show on Wednesday or Monday, one of the two, I wanted to try and start going to bed a bit earlier because it's now pointless me going to bed at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, the reason I do that is because when you're working in a club, DJ, karaoke, I know it's been a year now, but you don't really want to go to bed earlier on the days that you're not working because that can muck up your time clock in your head so you can be at work. So yeah, it's if I'd gone to bed at 11 o'clock Thursday night and Friday night I'm doing karaoke till 12, well, believe me, at about 10:30 when you're at work, you get very tired because the night before you've gone to bed early. So that's why I go to bed late. But the last few days I've been thinking, you know, it's pretty pointless doing this anymore. So I want to try and go to bed at a more normal time. 11:30, certainly before 12. And last night I actually achieved it. I went to bed about 20 past 11, 11:30. I was quite tired. So I tried to get off to sleep and I just could not sleep last night. I mean, I think I drifted off a couple of times for a few minutes. You don't know. I mean, most people, when they say they haven't slept, actually you have. You just didn't realise it. You know, and I got up once or twice for a wee, that's all. But I just could not sleep. I didn't feel particularly ill. I felt tired. There was no headache, no arm ache, nothing. Just tired and I couldn't get to sleep. So this morning the alarm went off at usual about 7:15 in the morning. And this morning I was tired. Now, I don't know if I was tired because of the vaccine, because that can take you down a bit, right? Or whether I was tired because I couldn't get to sleep, or whether the vaccine stopped me from going to sleep. Don't know what the reason was. All I know, I was tired, and this morning I was running on about 40%, 35, 40% normal. Okay? So I'd done my radio show. I don't think anyone noticed, really. And then I thought, well, I haven't been walking for a few days. And the reasons, I've just been doing stuff this week. Tuesday I had to go into London to the Royal Free Hospital to see my doctor there. Wednesday I had to wait in for the equipment to arrive for me new air conditioning. Yesterday I had the injection, of course, Thursday. So I came straight home after that in case anything went wrong. And today, well, I've been feeling very tired today. But I thought, no, you've got to go and do something, but don't go for a 2-hour walk. I don't think I would have managed my 2-hour walk, to be honest, anyway. So I thought, well, what I'll do, I'll just go around the houses here and pick up a bit of rubbish. So I'm not too far away from my house. But actually, by the time I'd finished doing it, an hour had passed anyway. You know, because I did a little bit more. I went a little bit further than I normally do. So down that path there, down that path there, down that path there, down that path there, and all the green bits around it. And I managed to pick up, surprisingly, almost a full carrier bag for the rubbish. Because I haven't been doing it for a few days. I haven't had the time to do it. So I've collected all that, and a couple of people always thank you. People always thank you when you're doing that sort of stuff. Cans and bottles and things like that. I went underneath a couple of bushes this time, which I don't normally do, looking for stuff. And you always find it. Anyway, so it's nice and clean now. There's no rubbish anywhere around here at all. And I'm quite proud of that. I am quite proud of that. I was talking to the manager of Central Station earlier, and I said, well, I do this Keep Britain thing really just to keep myself busy because I get bored. I get ever so bored. I get really bored if I've got nothing to do. Can't watch the telly or something like that for hours on end. No, it does my head in. Used to. When I was a teenager, we used to sit there watching the telly really in the same way as people play computer games now. In the same way as my nephew plays computer games, I'd come in from school. If I wasn't going out on my bike with my friend Peter Watts, we used to go out on our bikes. Long journeys we used to do on our bikes. And I used to come in from school, sit down in front of Dad's armchair, really, at about, when I got in from school, I don't know, about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I'd be there till 10 o'clock at night. I can't do that anymore. Just been going out too much, and working every night. So I did my litter picking, going around, and I was really tired. I come back here, had some dinner, had a lovely dinner, a mushroom pie from Marks and Spencer's that I got a few days ago. It was the last date on it. Some roast potatoes and vegetables and gravy. And watched a little bit of telly. And then at about 3 o'clock I went to bed. And as I say, if I went to bed at 3 o'clock, I was running on about 35% by now. I was very, very tired. Very tired. I went to bed. I woke up without the alarm going off at 5:30. And I'm now running on 90%. Okay? So, almost, in fact, am I 90% or 100? I'm probably on 100% now. So if there was any side effects to the vaccine, it's all gone now. The tiredness has gone. Even if I do that, right? That's where the injection was. Can't feel a thing. Sorted. And that's my experience. I had the Astro spaceship version, okay? That's the one I had, the Astro spaceship version. And there's so many people, different people with different side effects to this. Shania and her dad, she had the Astro one. They had the most terrible headaches. Terrible. My mate, he had the Astro one last Friday. Was it last Friday or the one before? And on Saturday morning, he rang me and he's crying down the phone to me. It was so bad. All his muscles were aching. He was hot and cold, sweating in bed. Awful. He had the massive headaches. In fact, he said to me, do yourself a favour, take a couple of paracetamol before you have the injection and then take another couple after 4 hours. He said to stop it happening. I thought, no, I only take pills at an absolute last resort. So I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't because obviously I haven't needed them. Nothing. So really, the side effects I've had, a slight sore arm straight after the injection for about an hour and a half, that's all. And tiredness for about 24 hours, a bit more, a bit longer, about 36 hours. Was it that stopped me sleeping? I'll find out tonight. All I do know is that the 2 hours I had this afternoon made an enormous difference. I'm wide awake now and raring to go. Are you raring to go? Do I look like I'm raring to go? I hope so. Okay, there's my experiences. Have you had the AstraZeneca or the Pufzer one? Have you had the Astra spaceship one or the Pufzer one? If you have, and you want to call in and tell me what side effects you had for those injections, please call in now. Phone lines are open. Phone line is open. And don't forget, gang, we have a barrage of telephone operators waiting to take your call, okay? 020 8144 3477. 020 8144 3477 is our phone-in number, okay? If you've had one of the vaccines and want to tell me about it, I'd love to hear your experiences of the side effects there. John, cystitis. John had cystitis, bursting to go wee, then nothing comes out every hour. You can imagine, I wasn't in hospital. I was in hospital days with it. Oh, right, okay. I don't know anything about that, really, you see. I know nothing about that at all. Hello, George. Good evening, George. Hello.
Say hello.
Hello, George. Hello.
No.
Hello. Dear me. Hello to Adam La Plumber. Good evening, Adam. Evening to you, Adam. Fran Green says she loves aniseed rock. Oh, no, Fran. I can't bear that. All the smell, come to think of it. Mind you, it's better than smelling some people's breaths, isn't it? Oh, God, no. Thank you, darling. Aniseed is not for me. Amelia says my mum has had both her vaccines. Oh, so she's had, what, 4 weeks or 6 weeks apart? My mum's had both her vaccines as she vaccinates people in her day off from work. And she has been really poorly after the second one. Which one did she have then? Did she have the Puffsa or the Astra spaceship one? Anyone else had that vaccines? How did you get on? Call me and tell me about it. 020-8144-3477. Or just send a little text message and tell us how you got on with this. George is on the line. Let's try a second time. Hello, George. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, George.
It's Lily.
Hello, Lily.
Hi.
Hello, Lily. How are you, darling?
Good.
It's our little 8-year-old Lily. You had coronavirus, didn't you, my love?
Yeah.
How were you with it?
And then I kind of passed it on to my brothers a little bit.
Was it very bad?
Not really.
What sort of things?
I felt fine.
What sort of things were wrong with you, Lily?
I didn't even have any symptoms, to be honest.
You didn't have what?
Any symptoms?
What? None at all? No runny nose or sneezing or anything like that?
No.
Oh, well, that's good news, isn't it? Does George do a lot of sneezing? Does George sneeze all over you?
No.
I can imagine he'd be someone to do something like that. Well, I'm so pleased you're better now, Lily. I was a little bit worried about you, to be honest, when I heard that you were ill, but you had...
And we're actually watching live on the TV.
Yes.
And because we were doing it from a laptop, but that kind of gave up.
Oh, that's not working either, is it? Listen,
a little bit bigger.
why did you find out you had the coronavirus? What made you get a test?
Because I went to my grandma's for the weekend,
Yes.
and then her test results came back, and then she was positive, and then I was staying over, and I sleep in the same bed as her.
Right.
So I kind of got it off her.
Oh, okay. Was your grandmother all right, darling?
Yeah.
She didn't get very ill.
But she did stay in bed most of the day.
Right, but she didn't get very ill either.
Not really.
Isn't that funny how some people get very ill and some people don't? Strange, isn't it, really?
Yeah, like they feel fine, but they're actually ill.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Wow. Well, I'm glad it didn't get you too much, my darling.
Yeah.
Are you missing school?
Well, I do like Zoom classes, and then I actually currently do cornet lessons, and that's via Zoom as well.
You do
I
what?
do all my work from home, and then some of it's via Zoom.
Did you just say you do cornet lessons?
Yes.
Is that like a trumpet? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, just like a mini version of a trumpet.
Do you really? Have you got it near you now?
No, didn't bring it with me.
Oh, well, next time you ring me up, you bring it with you and you can give us a little tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
I haven't really learned a song yet.
Oh, it doesn't
But
matter.
I
Just
you all the chords I know.
just play us some scales or something like that.
Yeah, like the C, G, E, F, G. I'll play that.
C, B, E, F, G, A, B. That one. I can't remember what it is now. When I used to play, when I was learning playing the piano, we had to play this tune called "Buy a Broom." It was called. It went C D C C D C C B A G A B C, and they put words to it.
You actually kind of know how to play hot cross buns a little bit.
How's hot cross buns go? Oh yes, I know. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns. One a penny.
I actually know the chords to do it.
So you can do that one, can you?
Yeah. So C C C C D D D D E E D C.
You've got to bring that coronet in next time you're there, my love.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, George and Lily. Nice to talk to you.
Okay, Chris.
Bye now. There we are, George and Lily calling in there. Oh, well, she's very intelligent, that young lady. How lovely to talk to us. I think the first time I've spoken to lovely Lily there. Some of your messages here, gang. Let me just bring those up. Oh, I've lost them all. Amelia, oh, she had the Pfizer one, did she? Okay, thank you, the Pfizer jab. Let's have a look at Mick Davenport. I had the Astra Spaceship one, Good evening to Stephen Petty. Evening, young Stephen. Let's just click that there. Oh, and Stephen's just sent a £1.99 tip. Thank you, Stephen. How kind. A tip has been received. Thank you very much, Stephen. You're very kind. Oh, someone just tried to call in there. Didn't get you. You finish 07. Do you want to try again? Whoever that is calling in, finishing 07. Just a reminder, gang, I only take the calls where I can see the number come up. So if you're sending from a withheld number or, like a do not disturb, whatever it's called now, then you won't get answered, okay? So, but whoever that was just calling in 07, try again. I think you were cut off there. Hello to Pete in Barnsley. Bit of bad news for you, Chris. After about 4 days after the jab, you get chronic 10 bob bits. Chronic 10 bob bits. What's that? I don't know what that is. Chronic 10 bob bits. What does that mean? I'm not quite sure. Can you explain a little bit more for that, my darling? I'm not quite sure what you mean there. So thanks very much for that. Anyway, if you're having the coronavirus injection, which a lot of you will be having, because we're all of an age here, aren't we? Then I do hope it goes as well for you as it appears to have done for me so far. We're not out of the woods yet, but I would say to you right at this moment, I feel completely normal now, apart from the tiredness that I had earlier. Alrighty. Okay, on we go. Oh, there we go. Let's try this phone call again. Hello, who's calling in, please?
Hello, Chris. It's Joseph.
Hello, Joseph. How lovely to see. Is it Joseph MacDonald? Benoo.
It is me. You remember me?
Of course I do.
Definitely.
One of my little customers from the Penny Farthing in Hammersmith.
That's right.
That's about 30 years ago.
ago.
Yeah. Do you remember when I used to turn up? Remember when I used to turn up for the job there? I'd come straight from a nightclub. I was off my head.
I remember. I do.
How on
I do
earth?
remember. I do.
How on earth did I get away with that?
Because it was just more of an innocent time, probably, and it was more fun.
Oh, God, life was a lot more fun then. Don't you think, back in the 80s? I do.
Absolutely. It was. It was the best times.
I do.
It's lovely to hear you again, by the way. It's been a long time.
Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, we used to be... Actually, talking of Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook now, gang, you're about to leave us on Facebook. If you want to watch the rest of the show, come over onto YouTube, okay? youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK, and you can get the rest of the show there. All right, my darlings? Let's just turn it off there. And that's gone. Good. Excellent. Yeah, I think it was a lot more fun then. But... going back to the 80s, when you talk about the older people, when you talk to older people in the 80s, they would have said the same to us about the 60s and 70s, wouldn't they?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. But I think the 80s, we had the best times because everything was much more accepted then.
Oh yeah.
So I would say when my two brewer days and going to Heaven,
yes,
and to Stallion's nightclub and all the Bell in King's Cross. They were the best times, I would say, compared to now, because then it was much more new and fresh and exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember the manager of the Bell, Simon?
Yes, I do.
He was a bit of an odd character, weren't he? They called him Slippery Simon, didn't they, for some reason?
I remember. I remember him very well. Seems like yesterday, my God. Yes.
I'm not quite sure why. Have you had your injection yet at all, Joseph?
I did. I had a Pfizer a few weeks ago. I had it. For some reason, I'm under the criteria, probably mental health issues or something.
Right.
Probably taking too many poppers over the years, but I went for it.
And how was it? Was that in a doctor's surgery or a
It's
centre?
actually it was a doctor's surgery, Chris. It wasn't far from where I live, a few minutes down the road.
And was that fairly well done? Like, was it efficient?
Yeah, I went. Yes, I went there. The guy who gave it to me was really, really nice. he managed. Obviously, he happened to be gay. We were just talking about like the gay scene and all that, and he was really nice.
Was he of an age?
Really nice. He was what? Sorry.
Was he of an age?
I think he was 30 something. So
Oh,
when
okay.
I was telling him about the gay clubs,
Yeah,
he said, "Wow, that sounds an amazing time."
Yeah, because one of the things, of course, with all these lockdowns, I feel incredibly sorry for these people who have turned 18 and still haven't been out.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you know
Agreed.
Jimmy Smith? Do you know Jimmy Smith, manager of the Two
Sounds
Brewers?
familiar.
Well,
Blimey.
I was talking to him the other day on the phone, and he was saying he doesn't think there will be a dance floor now until at least next year. Because dance floors,
God.
it's loads of people bumping up against each other. And if they're doing, I mean, to be honest, they don't really do energetic dancing like what we used to do. But they all,
No.
They kind of just do this slow grinding dance now and just seem intent on taking as many pictures of each other as they possibly can. Whereas we, as you well know, used to come to the Two Brewers on a Friday when I DJ'd there. You'd have no T-shirt on them. You'd have your hands in your hair screaming and shouting for hours on end, wouldn't you?
We did, with steam coming up from you, and
And
absolutely.
How can you do that now? You can't do it.
All changed. No,
You can't do it. And you think about it. The only way you could open a dance store at this moment is to separate everyone with a piece of blooming plastic. We're gonna all have our own little cube. You're gonna have like shower cubicles, and we're gonna all be dancing in our own shower cubicle.
Yeah, it's a different time. I just wanted to say, Chris, actually, because obviously you get to a certain age when you start reminiscing slightly. Do you remember the gay centre in Farringdon?
No.
Oh, okay. That's where I first came out. When I was 17.
Okay.
The London Lesbian and Gay Centre.
I've heard of it. Yes, I've heard of it, but I never actually went there myself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I came out. The first place I ever went to.
Very,
when
very
I came out, my sister not outed me, but she told me about this place to go, and you went there and you sort of were sat in a room in a circle. It seems strange now, and you spoke about what you felt like. It's very strange because it's of its time.
Yes, very different to what it is now. Don't suppose that's there anymore, is it? Is that there anymore?
No, it closed some years ago, but it was quite famous. It was the biggest gay centre in Europe.
Okay. No, I never really
I
had
had
any
some fun times there. I used to volunteer there, and that's where I've sort of, I don't know, just, you come out and you experience funny things. And
Yes.
It's just, when I look back at it, I just think, my God, they were good times. They really were good times, Chris.
And the music.
Yeah.
And the music. Rick Astley.
Yes.
Donna Summer.
Yes, absolutely.
Sonia.
Yes.
Madonna.
Yeah.
Kylie had just started making it then. Did you ever come down to
remember.
Reflex at all in Putney?
I did. I went there a few times. My God.
Was that
That's
me
going back a few
or
years.
Lily Lemon DJing at that point?
I think it was you, Chris.
Was it
I'm
me?
sure it was you.
Because he was before me there, and no one would dance there until you put Kylie Minogue, Better the Devil You Know on. They refused to dance.
Reflex. Yeah.
Funny people, aren't they? Really? Oh well.
It is strange, but we are so desperate for when things get back to normal.
Yes,
we are definitely going to be coming to the King's to your karaoke when it comes back.
We've got
definitely.
Fingers crossed that it'll still be there. They're I think they're.
I hope so.
They're trying to raise money now with the GoFund, and once you put a GoFundMe page, it's kind of you look like a little bit desperate now, but. It's difficult, and I know that the governor there, it was never about money. He was a community person, and he really wanted to do something for the community. And he's had this pub. It will be 30 years next year that they've had the pub, and to lose it due to something like this. Would
I know.
Really
it's very, very hard. I know. It's just.
He's in his 70s. Yeah, he's in his 70s. He doesn't ever want to give up doing it. You see.
No, I know, and I forget. I mean, was it Central Station, Substation South?
Yeah.
It used to be called in the old days.
I never went to that one.
Okay, I mean, I'm going back to blimey.
That's in Brixton, wasn't it? Was that Brixton?
Yeah, that's it. It was Brixton, that's right. I remember that. It's a long time ago. But just wanted to also say that I really enjoy you because even though you're a DJ, you made it fun, and that's what I liked about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You made it fun when you done the music thing.
I was never too serious, was I?
You've got DJs but really serious and really you had all these poncy men hanging around and like, sort of like God knows what. But you were
but they
really
were-
different, and that's what I like about you.
They're all gorgeous.
You
All these
Yeah.
serious DJs and all these beautiful boys hanging around them. I had people like you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Chris. You've made my day.
And
I
Luke
don't know
and,
if that's a compliment.
and Luke and Martin and Dennis. Do you remember all them sitting in the
I
corner
do.
by the window?
Oh my God! You never forget. My God, I remember that sat in the corner like widow's corner.
Can I just go
All those
back?
pretty.
Listen, before you go, can I just go back
Yes.
to your vaccine? So you had the vaccine. Did you have any sort of side effects at all on it?
No, the only thing that I might have had was a slight headache in the morning, but that's probably too much drink the night before, probably. But
Do you think so?
I had no side effects whatsoever.
Nothing.
So it
No.
all depends on the person.
Funny, isn't it? Over the years, I've
Yeah,
had the flu injection every year.
Yes.
And
Okay.
sometimes I had something, sometimes I
Yes.
had nothing. So
Yeah.
just one of those things.
It's just one of those things, but and I'm looking forward to the next one in April or
Yeah.
just before April maybe,
Good.
and then hopefully I'll be turning into a man. So we'll see.
How old are you now?
I'm 54, Chris.
Oh, yes, so you're 4 years behind me. 4 years
Yeah,
behind me.
same generation.
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 We are the Bruce Forsyth generation game. Ba ba
We are the-
ba
we
ba
are
ba
the-
ba ba
yes.
ba. And I wanna play the game with you. That one.
Yeah, we are the last generation. The last of that generation will remember watching the same programs
And
and
laughing.
eating the same foods and going out going out playing.
And laughing and not being offended by anything.
Yeah, I offend everyone every day. I'm
I
bad.
make a point of it actually. I specifically look for things,
Yeah.
but when they're offended, I turn it around at them. Now and again, I let the word drop. I don't really use it purposely. I let the word drop on here, bitch,
Yeah.
bitch. And if you use
can
it
say that,
outside, not here, because everyone knows me really on the show,
Of course.
Not here, no one's
Yes.
going to be offended. But sometimes you use it outside. And what did you say? I said bitch. I think that's
Yeah,
a really
yeah.
offensive word, and I'm like, I beg your pardon. Well, it's
Yes.
offensive word. I said, well, you've offended me, and then they look at you. Why are you offended? Bitch
Yeah.
is a word used extensively in the gay language. Therefore,
That's
that is
right.
a homophobic comment, and you have offended me. Go away.
Yeah.
Then they don't know what to
Yes.
say. And whenever they come
No.
out with any of that left-wing bull, I try and
Yes.
turn it back against them because they get on my tits. Go away.
tell
I'm
me.
not interested.
Yeah. I agree with you. Absolutely, 100%.
Joseph, I hope your
Absolutely,
second
100%.
injection goes as well as your first one.
Thank you so much, Chris. And I always enjoy watching your programs.
Thanks,
It's
darling.
quite nice.
Just a little bit of
All
laugh.
right, then, all right, Chris. Thank you so much.
Cheerio now. Bye, Joe.
Okay, bye, Chris. Bye. Bye.
There we are. Nice to talk to Joseph. It's years since I spoke to him. It's funny doing this stuff, how you reconnect with people. Thank you very much. These texts are taking a little bit of a while to come through there. Fran is having her jab tomorrow afternoon. Good, Fran. Good. Get it done, darling. Get it done. I'm still coming across people who won't get it done because they don't need it. I just hope these people don't end up in hospital. Mike in Brighton, buy a broom, buy a broom, buy a broom and sweep the room. That's the one. Buy a broom, buy a broom, buy a broom and sweep the room. That was the one. Did they have that in Abigail's Party, the film? I don't remember the party. Mike also says, you think that the antivirus injection had no effect on you, but I've noticed a pink flamingo growing out of your head. Thank you, Mike. Shania's off to the rosary. She's disappeared for a while. Shania's gone to do the rosary now. Pete says 10 bob bits. Sorry, Pete, I still don't get it, but never mind, darling. I'm sure you mean well. Hello to Andy. Andy, loving the jacket. Glad to hear you've had the vaccination. Yes, indeed. So this jacket, moving on, this jacket... Oh, hang on a minute. I haven't done my emails. I often forget to check the emails from you. So there we are. That's all right. Okay. Yes, this jacket has come from Joom. Joom. Now, Joom was recommended to me by our very good friend Clarissa, who calls in sometimes. And she said, we were talking a few shows back a couple of weeks ago about where do you do your clothes shopping or something like that. And she orders hers from Joom because it's cheap. And I'm always listening out for that word cheap, because no one's cheaper than me. I'm telling you that now. No one is cheaper than me. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'll have a little look on there, and I typed in novelty blazers, and up come pages and pages of beautifully coloured jackets. Right. So there and then, I was straight after the show. I ordered two. Similar setup to the place where I get the backdrops from. Okay, they're in China, so you have to expect to wait a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. But that's fine. There's no rush, is there? No rush. So I ordered these two jackets, and time went on, and eventually, past two jackets I ordered. Total cost at £53. They're not expensive. These are not expensive. They're quite thin, okay? If you wore them out, they probably wouldn't last very long. But to do this and sit here, they look fine, don't they? You know, probably a little bit loud for some of you. And if you don't like it, turn off and go and watch someone else who looks boring, dear. I mean, there's always the lovely people on the BBC News site, you know, always look bland and boring. Anyway, so yesterday, a parcel arrived. From Herpes, and I thought that's a small parcel. Anyway, I open this parcel. There's only one jacket in. This one. And I thought to myself, oh, why is there only one jacket? Was the right size? And I looked at it and I thought, that doesn't look like the one I've ordered. Now, foolishly, I should have put the ones I've ordered up here on the pictures for you to look at. But I haven't done that. Daniel, I'll be with you in a moment. All right, Daniel. So I came back upstairs and I looked at the pictures of what I'd ordered, and it's a completely different jacket. Doesn't look at all like either of those that I've ordered. Plus, there was only one. So I've done the thing. Sent them a message to customer support, who replied to me that, it's coming in 2 separate parcels. Here are the links. And one was Herpes, and the other was Royal Mail. Okay, well, the Herpes one has arrived, so no need to check that, except it's the wrong thing. Then I clicked on the Royal Mail one, and apparently, according to that, and it was track and trace, it arrived Monday. Well, nothing's come here. And I know nothing's come here, because my security camera, there's nothing on there for Monday. Nothing on there at all. So it hasn't arrived. So he came back to me and said, could you send me a photograph of the front label on the parcel? So I sent him that. Okay. And he said, I can see that you've not got the correct jacket. I'll refund you immediately for that. It can take up to 14 days. Okay, well, I get that, you know. But actually, within an hour, £24 dropped straight back into my account. So that was good. With the Royal Mail one, I have to contact Royal Mail and then send him a screenshot of what their reply is back to me, which is fine. Okay, so you send a thing to the Royal Mail, we will reply to you within 14 days. Oh, great, I thought. You know, so none of it's arrived. So this is actually a jacket I haven't ordered, except they haven't asked me to send it back for some reason. I would guess it's probably, coming from China, it's probably dearer for me to send this back than it is to just leave it here. This was the case of something else that I ordered a while ago. I'm like, well, how do I send it back? That's okay, just chuck it away if you don't want it. Because I didn't order it. Something arrived here that I hadn't ordered. And that's it, really. And that's Joom, J-O-O-M. So bitterly disappointed, to be honest. So it just didn't arrive. So they've lost a parcel, Royal Mail. Now, I mention this because Gary Ross, some time ago, is Mrs. Leslie. She won the Echo Dot on the Super Chat raffle. I only had one to give away, which I duly put in the post. Not recorded delivery. Perhaps that was very foolish of me. Not tracked, just a normal post. It never got there. It never got there. So that's 2 things. So now, I'm thinking now, well, you know, if I send something, is it even going to get there? That's how I feel now. And I'd never lost anything in the post office before. So we're down 2 jackets. All right, I've been refunded for one of them immediately almost. So full marks for that. But nevertheless, why hasn't it got here? And it's track and trace, and it says delivered to customer, not signed. It says it on the Royal Mail thing. So I don't know what they're going to come back to me with that one. Anyway, back to the phones then. Daniel's on the phone. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Chris.
All right.
Yes, I'm fine. Nicely relaxed, lovely and clean.
You sound very relaxed. Are you sitting there in a small white towel?
No, I'm on the bed.
Are you? Oh, what, partially naked?
No, I've actually clothed myself.
Oh,
now.
thank the Lord for that. Praise my soul, the King of Heaven. To his
Yeah.
feet thy tribute bring. Ransom healed, restored, forgiven. Who like me... Sorry, I'm going into hymn mode. Sorry. Did you want me to sing a hymn today at all?
Well, the only one I can really think of that I remember is Make Me a Channel of Your Peace.
Oh, sung at my father's funeral. Off you go then.
Me? Oh. What was it? Make Me a Channel of Your Peace. And I can't remember any of them all.
Oh.
I'm sorry, it's a long time now.
Make me
since
a
I've
channel of your peace. Where there is hope, let me bring you hope. Where there is laughter, bring you joy. La 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 evermore. And then it goes into the chorus. Oh, Master, grant that I may never cease. And on, dear. I mean, I can do the whole hymn if you want.
Oh, yes, it's coming back to me now.
Is it? Good, good.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are you calling in about tonight, Daniel? What you got for us tonight, mate?
I don't know, really. I mean, I'm just coming on here since I've sort of become the darling of the phone lines over the last, what seems like 100 years now.
What, you have?
Well, because
What, in about 2 weeks?
I read apparently there's a lot of people that are all going, when's Daddy phoning in? When's Daddy phoning in?
I told you before, don't take any notice of that chat box. When you're talking to me, talk to me and don't look at the chat box because it'll throw you off. That's why I'm not in it.
Yeah, I don't blame you really, but what was we on there? Oh yeah, because yeah, that's it. Because next month, is actually going to be my 1 year anniversary of you.
Oh, is it?
That means, yes, that
Are you
I
gonna
would
have a
been
cake?
on this show for a year.
Are you going to have a cake?
Well, I suppose we could buy something. That chocolate cake that I like, the one from the Michael Barry on Food and Drink Days on BBC Two.
The what?
Colour.
The Michael what?
Michael Barry, he used to do the cooking on Food and Drink.
Oh, I don't watch these cookery programmes on the telly. It's just cheap telly. I can't bear it, dear.
Yeah,
Let's make a cake today. How uninteresting is that? I can't believe how you've all been fooled into watching this crap on the telly. They've taken up all the dramas and all the funny programmes, because they're all offensive, and replaced them with how to bake a blooming rock cake.
Well, some of it can be used. I mean, this chocolate cake,
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe that it doesn't actually use solid fat, i.e. butter. There's no cream in anything. It's actually just it uses sunflower oil.
Right.
And then it's all done in a food processor or electric hand whisk.
Oh.
And then it's all so it's mixed together in about like a matter of minutes, and then it's in the oven. And who would you not like it sandwiched with double cream and raspberry jam?
That sounds very, very fattening to me. Very bad for you, dear.
Yeah, and I will admit, I know I haven't really had much to do with your weight loss program, but
Well, I think I can see that from my list. You're not on there, dear.
no, and I'm going to have to do something about my own weight, really, as it has come on.
Has it gone up a bit? Has it?
Yeah, I can tell it has. I'm going to have to, because what I was been meaning to do, you see, this is, I've said before about you when you're on the radio, it should really, that 10 o'clock is better than 9, and it's nothing to do with me getting out of bed. It's because in an ideal world, I would be up and out, Romford Market, get the fish, and the fish wagon, you see, and then
You
come
get it all
back.
fresh, do you?
But what happens is, you see, it's because you're on early. See, I don't think they'd sell me any fish before 9 o'clock. I don't know if they're even ready at 9. But what happens is because you're on at 9, and then I go and listen to the show, and then as I start like getting into things, I can't get out of it. I don't like going out in the middle of the day and then having to come back again. It throws me brain.
Yes.
I hope that's not too much of an autistic statement to have to make. But you know, I'd like to just be out. So hopefully tomorrow, with no show tomorrow morning, I could actually be out, get the fish at 9. I'll just live on smoked mackerel. I have a diet of smoked mackerel.
Do you really? That's pretty good for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all those omega.
Is it oily fish? Is it oily?
Yeah, it's got all the omega oils that apparently do very good for a man, you know.
And how do you do that then? Does it go in the oven or baked or what?
No, it's smoked mackerel, so it can just obviously it can be eaten as is, or preferably warmed in the microwave.
Oh, so you could open a packet and just eat it cold?
Yeah, well, it doesn't come in pack. Well, I know in the supermarkets it's packets.
Oh, of course, you said fresh. Yeah, so
yeah, this is a fish wagon, so it's it's all wrapped in paper there. You see,
right.
And
does it have many bones in it?
Oh, you get those few bones here that you got to try and avoid. But this is what you get off the fish wagon. It just tastes so different compared to supermarket.
I'm sure it does.
Yes.
Of course, if you go up along the coast, up Yorkshire and places like that, you know, it's literally just come out of the blooming sea.
Well, yeah. And then there's those things that they love in Scotland, Arbroath Smokies. Oh, I wish I could have them.
Can you get fish fingers on those fish markets? Do they do those on ice?
Sadly, no. But their idea is that you get a whole piece of cod and actually cut it into strips and then coat it in lemon juice, flour, and.
I remember being on on holiday in Norfolk Island once, and it was my birthday there. My cousin, who was running the police on there, he arranged for people to come around who I knew, like from going around the island, and she bought me some homemade chicken nuggets. And like you are with a fish shed, taking the strips of fish, she had literally got some chicken breasts, cut them up, rolled them in breadcrumbs and fried, deep fried them. They were absolutely delicious.
Yes.
So much better. Because, of course, all the McDonald's, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the McDonald's because I don't think there is in moderation, but they chop up all the chicken and all that and then mash it all together. So you don't actually have a piece of chicken. You have a piece of lots of different chickens, don't you?
Yeah, processed chicken.
Yeah, and it's not the same. It's not. They must be mixing stuff with it, I would assume. I don't know, breadcrumbs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think McDonald's. To me, McDonald's is just something that you have. If I'm in the West End and I know I really need to eat desperately, then I'll have a cheeseburger.
Right. Yeah.
But
from one of
those
nasty stalls.
I don't crave McDonald's.
They're all going off. They are. It's funny. I can hear your smoke alarm going off there again.
Oh God! Okay. Oh, hang on. All right then. Oh, I would have took you in the bathroom cupboard, but.
Well, I was just going to say, on Wednesday's show, shortly after I finish the show, so I'm shutting down the equipment, and the smoke alarm in here started bleeping. Literally, I'd finished the show 10 minutes earlier, and the smoke alarm, which is on the ceiling now, I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't see it. Smoke alarm on the ceiling in here, that started bleeping, and I went up to it. And can you believe the battery ran out in 2018 and it was still working?
Wow.
You know they got a sell-by date on the batteries or a use-by date?
Yes.
2018. So that battery must have been in there for about 4 or 5 years. It's good, isn't it, really? They don't draw a lot of current,
and I will, in my own defence, Chris, I will say was it about Wednesday or something, I did go up the ladder and I tried to get at the smoke alarm. Right. You just cannot get the cover off. You can't. It is welded in there.
I don't know how you sleep with that going bleep all the time.
Well, fortunately for me, because of all that medication that I have in the morning, it gets you on a high during the day. But now you can tell by my tone of voice that I am actually in near enough sleep mode.
Right.
So
you do sound like you're about to go to sleep.
Yeah. It makes it. This is probably why I can imagine me with children. I could have children crying in the other room, and I'll just still be asleep. I wouldn't even know.
Is it why you're watching this show at this time of night? You need some help to go to sleep. Is that why?
No, well, normally on a Friday night, I'd rely on your mate Gary. What's
Gary
the
Owen, yes. What time is
Gary
it?
Owens? Yeah,
He's
that's the
late
one.
though, isn't he? 10 o'clock, Gary, or am I wrong?
No, he's not. I think he's about 9.
He's 9, is he? Okay.
Because he has his other one does the ghost stories at
Oh, okay.
10.
John. It's John, isn't it?
Yeah, John. Yeah. So
Yeah, nice
normally I
bloke.
rely on them for their show's a bit more. You see, their shows are sort of the opposite of yours. Whereas yours is a bit more on a hyper. Theirs is a bit more laid back.
Laid back.
Yeah, I think is the fairest assessment you could
Yeah.
make between the two.
Have you
Interesting that in all this year that I've been watching this cacophony, whatever that means, I've never really actually found anything like this, you know. You'd think there'd be so much like this, and there isn't really.
Now, it's funny when you say that like that. When I go on YouTube, one of the things with this is I don't know what category to put it in. Because if you look on YouTube, all these videos have got various different tags on them. That's like the category. And you should be able to type in a category and then it would come up on your search engine. And even my brother-in-law, we just don't know what to put this in, if you see what I mean. It's not quite a talk show. It's not quite comedy. It's not quite news. It's not quite phone-in, because it's all of those things. So what do you put on there so that people can find it? You know, but you have to remember this. It's a very niche show. This very niche, you know. And I said to you before, look, they shoved this on BBC One. I was very lucky. Last January, last year it was. We had a little thing on BBC One with it, and I managed to get on there. And the local radio up there. Did it make any difference to the numbers? Not really. Not really. So it's a very niche thing. It's not mainstream, but we just don't know how to label it, really.
Yeah, I think
So-
general show.
General, that wouldn't... who types in general to
Well,
YouTube?
yeah, that's the thing.
What would you type in to YouTube? That is the perhaps someone knows. What would you type in to YouTube to find something like this?
Oh, I think I've got the answer. The only way out is when you're putting in keywords.
That's what
You'd
I'm
have to
saying.
put in-
Keywords, yes,
You'd
keywords.
have to put in
yeah.
everything,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of them.
Well, you put everything in, do you?
Yeah, that's all I could. Yeah, that's all I could do.
I mean, I can't
If I-
remember
if
what
I-
the keywords are for this. I can tell you for today's show, the keywords are vlog, Bracknell, stay at home. Oh, and live vlog and talk show.
Yeah.
They're the only keywords I've got in for this, and I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
We
hang on.
can't
Is that your
find-
hashtags? Do you mean?
Hashtags and keywords, both of
Oh,
them.
both. Yeah. I wouldn't really worry about the stay-at-home bit because that's it's more.
Well, that was my sister. She kept going on months ago. But you need to put stay at home. You need to put stay at home. So I did. Did it make any difference? No.
No,
But
no. I
you
would
have
just
to-
use every single permutation of word that you can possibly think of: talk show, chat show, phone in, comedy, humour.
Yeah,
As many
I
of
think,
them as
I
you
think
can.
I'll try that. I think I'll try that. Put a few more words in there and see what happens there. Maybe.
Yeah,
You could be
and
right there.
that's, yeah.
Well, Daniel, I hope you can sleep all right tonight, sir.
Yes.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, Chris. Thank you.
Bye, Daniel.
Bye.
Daniel in Romford. Fresh fish he has. Who has that? Not many people. It's very good for you. Very good for you. Hello to Clarissa, who says, jacket does look good on you. Sits well. What size did you get? This is extra large, believe it or not. It's a little thing for you there. As you'll know, Clarissa, if you're ordering something from China, always order 2 sizes up because they're very small there. This is extra large, and I can't do it up. And I've got medium Ted Baker jackets in there that do up, so be warned of that. Brighton, Mike. Speaking of returns of clothing, I had a situation where I bought 6 pairs of Calvin Klein underwear. When I complained they were fake, they refunded me in full but didn't want my worn Calvin Kleins back. Well, you should have sent them over here, darling. or advertise them in the back of one of those nasty magazines, dear. There's always people buying used underwear. That's true. George's nana's just had a go for him for talking to me. She don't like me, George's nan. I don't know why. Amelia's watching me in bed. John Child. Hello, John. Would like to say good evening to you. Nice to have something decent to watch on a Friday. Thank you, John. John Child. He's one of our karaoke singers. Evening, John. And Fran says you should use lockdown. There's one. Let's write that down. Lockdown could be one. We could put that on there, a lockdown. Thank you very much for that, Fran. 0208 144 3477. Good place to take someone on a first date. What do you reckon? So you're taking me out tomorrow, are you? Where are we going to go? Or maybe not me. Someone you want to impress. What's a good place to take someone out for a date? I have no idea. I wasn't very good at dating. Not really. I mean, I used to take out one girl I was seeing years ago. Well, it was 2020, I think I was. Took her to a restaurant once and all it did was complain. Oh, this is not cooked. Oh, they're a bit soggy. And she was always the same. Nothing was ever right. And you know, when you go out with someone like that, you kind of think, why bother taking them out then? If all they do is moan all the time. I've known a couple of people like that. Whenever you go out, they find something to complain about. Why can't you just sit there and enjoy the evening or the afternoon, whatever it is? Nope, they have to moan. And you don't want to go there anymore. Or you don't want to take them out anymore. Funny, isn't it, really? I've taken people to restaurants. It was all right. I took someone to... what was that restaurant, Mike? In Fulham. There was a restaurant in Fulham. I took someone there, and this would have been end of the 80s. And we had these 2 meals, and they were expensive. It was an expensive, poshish restaurant. But there was hardly anything on the bleeding plate. One of those. There's a word for that. Is it cordon bleu? Is that it? Where you get this great big plates and a tiny little bit of food in the middle and a bit of garnish. £50, please. Sorry? Anyway, after dropping him off home, on the way back, I had to stop for a burger. I was starving. So I didn't go back. Roy's, that was it. Roy's restaurant. Roy's restaurant in Fulham. Tiny portion. This thing in the middle of a plate. What's the point of that? Where would you take someone on the first date? I asked this question because when I was watching the morbidly obese Gemma Collins looking very sad for herself on the Piers Morgan show, she was talking about some girl's boyfriend. He took his girlfriend on a date. And this girl said to Gemma that, he took the girlfriend on a date and he took the girlfriend to Gemma Collins's, I think it was a book signing or something. And she got to meet Gemma. And this girl told Gemma she wanted 3 things out of life: a house, a monkey, and to meet Gemma Collins. That's what she wanted in life, to meet Gemma Collins. That was her idea of a date. I mean, I've taken people to the cinema, you know. Had a little snog in the back of the cinema. Have you done that? Huh? Where would you take someone on a date? Where are we now? Let's just go back to that. Evening to Mark Bowles. Hello, Mark. Mark, there you go. There's a question for you. Where would you take me on a date, Mark? Mark's, I don't know if he's still with him now, but Mark's had his little boy over. He's got a little boy called Zach, who's 8, or was it 10? 8 or 10 years old, and they were listening to the radio show this morning. Is Zach still with you at the moment, or has he gone to bed, or gone home maybe, back to his mum's? There we are. John Child, he says, took a date to one of your karaoke nights in Central Station. And and lost them. Oh no, love. Did you get left at the table? I'm just going to the toilet, but I'm never to reappear again. Oh, I'm sorry, John. Where would you take someone to a date? Anywhere? Well, this girl wanted to go and see Gemma Collins, so that's where they went on a date. I can't think of anything worse. Did you get a meal as well? I hope you got a meal in there, my love. 3 things in life. And quite apart from the date, you could have... Here's another question for you. You could have 3 things in life. What do you want? 3 things. It's all you're allowed. 3 things in life. Health, happiness, and food. What would you have? You can have 3 things in life. That's all you can have. What would you have? Get your text in now. Let me know. Or email. Don't forget the emails there as well, gang. If you want to send an email in, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. You can have 3 things in life. What are they going to be? Okay. Mark, still here. Zach's in bed now. Goes back Sunday. I'd take you wherever you wanted to go. Ooh. Where could we go? Would it appeal to you, Mark, to go to Israel and go and see all the religious things and the Dead Sea and all that business? That's a good holiday, Israel. Oh, wow. Everything you learnt at school, there it is. Marvellous. Is that ball turning? Everything you ever learnt at school is there in Israel, waiting to be looked at. It's fantastic. Really is. All right, Daniel, it's Nouvelle Cuisine. That's where you get the tiny little bit of food on your plate. Which is a bit of a waste of time, to be honest. Thank you, Daniel, for that. Thank you, Daniel. What else have we got on the show tonight? Let's have a look. Imagine being locked up for years. Oh, hang on. No, well, I've got the other story there first. Valentine's Day date this woman had. All on the same subject, you see. See how it all links together? Professional. That's why, professional. Valentine's Day dates. Over the years, it says in the Daily Mirror, lots of different guys have tried to woo DJ Jodie Weston on Valentine's Day. But instead of going for the traditional chocolates or roses, she's been given some very weird gifts, including a ring made of baby teeth, a pet goldfish, and personalised underwear. And she looks like she's got... I mean, she's one of those girls. She's got all the breasts out and too much makeup on the lips. She's had her lips done. Do you want to see? One of these girls. What do you call them? She looks like one of those influencers. I'm a bit of an influencer, aren't I? I mean, I wonder how many people are going to buy a jacket like this now that they've seen me. Yeah, there's one for you here, Mark. There you go. There you go. There she is. Too perfect. We like ordinary on this programme. Far too perfect. Wow. A ring made of baby teeth. A bit creepy, isn't it? It's like these people, you know, when they're cremated and their other half has them made into a ring or something like that. Another potential date once threw her a cheese-themed party. She's from London and she's been on the Channel 5 programme Rich Kids Go Skint. Don't know what that is. Claims that she's a nutter magnet, but she's hoping this year will be different. Well, you know, just be grateful for what comes across, dear. You could have no one like me. Be grateful. Sometimes I think some people, they set the bar very high and end up on their own. Perhaps that's my problem, was it? I was totally creeped out, she says. The 27-year-old said, a few years ago, I received a ring made from a guy's own teeth. He had found his old baby teeth and decided to make a ring out of them. I was absolutely shocked. I was totally creeped out. It felt like something out of the horror film Hostel. Have you seen that? Hostel. It's awful, that film. The second one's a bit rank. The first one is awful. Have you seen that, Mark? Hostel. This bloke's he's got a blowtorch on this girl's eyes. It's awful. He says, I thought there was some type of black magic. To make matters worse, he was really proud of it and obviously expected me to be as well. I said, well, that's different, and I asked him how he saw me, as a row of teeth. He said that to him, teeth symbolise confidence, like me. I googled some meanings associated with teeth and found that teeth falling out means you're being lied to. So I took that as a symbol to dump him. Like I needed one, though, after that gift. Jodie had been dating him for 4 weeks, and she instantly dumped the guy as the ring reminded her that she wanted to look into getting some veneers. It's just so fake, isn't it? No one looks natural anymore, do they? How awful. What a weird thing to get. A ring made of teeth. Mark says, yes, I've seen the film Hostel. A good film. Would you rather? Is that another film, Would You Rather? I don't know that one. Is that on the Netflix? Would You Rather? Is that on Netflix, that one? Is that a horror film? I like a horror film. Mike in Brighton, years ago, my favourite first date venue was ice skating at Queen's Ice Rink in Paddington. Is that still there? Probably not there anymore. Always a good laugh. Easy to impress too. You see, I was no good at ice skating, Mike. I wasn't very good at that at all. The last time I went, my mate had... Wayne, his name is. He lives in Canonbury. And he, as a surprise, I was going around there for dinner, and he says, "Oh, I've got something for us to do tonight." I said, "Oh, right, okay, what's that then?" "It's a surprise." Okay, so I got round there. He said, "Right, we'll have to drive there." Okay, got in a car, and we ended up at Somerset House. Oh, did we drive, or we might have walked there actually? I can't remember. Anyway, irrelevant. So we got there, and I said, "It's not ice skating, is it?" And he said, "Yes, sweetie." He used to speak like that girl on Absolutely Fabulous. "Yes, sweetie, isn't it fabulous?" And I'm like, "No, it's not." "Oh, don't you want to do it?" I said, "Well, we'll have to now that I'm here, but not really." "Oh, I mean, you have those boots on, don't you?" "Oh, how uncomfortable are they? Those blooming blue boots." I hated it. Anyway, holding desperately onto this. Now and again I let go and I went arse over tit on the ice. Yeah, you always worry that when you fall on your fingers are out like that, some ice skate is going to come and cut all your fingers off. So I didn't remain on the main floor for a while. Then I went in a little kiddie's pit. There was a few older people in there desperately hanging on to the fence around the side while these kids were going round and round in circles. No, it's not for me. I think I lasted about 20 minutes and then I went in and got a drink, I think, a cup of tea or something like that. It wasn't my cup of tea at all. Yes, Netflix, it's a horror movie. Okay. Mark says it's a horror movie, but based on a true story. Thank you. I may well watch it afterwards then. I like to go to bed about 11:30. I'm trying to go to bed earlier, as you know, at the moment. So I'll do the same again tonight, about 11:30. I've got to be up, not earlier than normal, but tomorrow, and just get a few bits ready for the men to come round and do me bedroom air conditioning tomorrow, which I'm very much looking forward to. Hello to Glenda. Hello, Glenda. Hello, Mr. England, she says. Let's play Who You'd Rather, Ronnie or Danny Woodhouse. Neither, Glenda. Neither. Glenda's in Pittsburgh in the USA. Oh, you are awful, Glenda. Clarissa said, I took my fella to see my friend's burlesque show. Yeah, that's a very talent-filled thing, isn't it? Burlesque shows. We had running at Central Station for some time there, on a Tuesday night, actually. Seemed to be a lot of people involved in a show like that. There was often more people on the stage than there were watching the damn thing. But I think they did quite well with that. Anyway, there we are. That's our dates thing. Can you imagine being in prison for 68 years? I've never seen the inside of a prison. Hopefully I never will. I don't really do anything that would involve me going to prison. I expect I'll get a few more points at some point on my licence. Actually, no, I doubt that very much because I don't go speeding. And as you well know, the car's hardly coming out the garage at the moment. All this money I'm paying out for a car to be sitting in the garage. It's shocking. Shocking. My nephew said when the car comes to an end, was it him or was it my brother-in-law? One of the two. They said, why don't you just buy a car? Because they buy cars for a few £1,000s. They don't buy like hundreds of pounds cars. I think they spend a few thousand on a car. Whereas I probably pay for my car in less than a year per month, right? What they pay for a car outright. Seriously. Because I've always had new cars. And the reason is I didn't want to break down on the way to work. That's the only reason. It always worried me that I'd break down on the way to work. And if I break down on the way to work, it's not like a barman, but by then it's too late to get someone else. So the people turning up at whatever I'm doing will have no entertainment or no one to push the buttons for the act or something like that. And it always worried me. So that's why. Of course, now, perhaps I don't need that, but I've kind of got used to having it, Having a nice brand new car every couple of years. It is nice. But my nephew's quite right. You could probably get a second-hand RAV. Although we're going over to electric now, aren't we? We'll be going over to electric at some point. I'm sure we will. But that's one of the things that we've seen change over the years, isn't it? Cars. Do you remember those old cars in the 70s? Capris, Cortinas, Escorts, Sierras, Granadas, Triumphs. Remember all those wonderful cars? What a difference it must make. You imagine being in prison for 68 years. Because this bloke has in the Daily Mirror. Bloke called Joseph Ligon. He was 15 when he was jailed for life for murder after a spree of robberies and attacks with a group of drunken teenagers in Philadelphia in the US. This is in the Daily Mirror. The oldest juvenile lifer who walked free from prison at 83. Isn't that awful? I mean, you do your crime, you do the time, but 15 years old he went into prison and they've just let him out at 83. I cannot imagine what it must be like to be locked up like a caged animal. It's bad enough locking up animals in zoos. I don't like that. Anyway, he walked free from prison at 83 and has reportedly said he was amazed by skyscrapers and mourns his family members who have since died. All gone, I suppose. He was 15 when he was jailed for life. During the spate of violence, 2 people were left dead. He went in prison in 1953, but he refused to apply for parole as he denies ever killing anyone. After an astonishing 68 years in prison, making him the oldest juvenile lifer in the country, the USA, he finally walked free from the state correctional institution Phoenix last week. On his release, he's said to be in awe of the new world and the towering skyline as he took his first steps into an entirely different America than when he first went inside. He told the Philadelphian Inquirer, "I'm looking at the tall buildings. This is all new to me. This never ever existed." He found it unsettling that the Eastern State Penitentiary, is that how you say it? Where he was once imprisoned, is now a museum and Halloween attraction. He said that doesn't suit my tastes. He was illiterate when he was 15 said to believe he was scapegoated as the new kid, the outsider, at the time of the offending. He always pleaded innocence, you see. Always. On his release, Philadelphia's Youth Sentencing and Re-Entry Project has been working to help with his transition into post-prison life. How would you do that? Everything's different. Colour televisions, all this, that and the other. Isn't it? The way you cook. Everything. Speaking to the Mail Online, Eleanor Myers, a senior advisor, said, as much as the world has changed since the man went to prison, he has also changed. His experience in coming back is basically as a new man. He's incredibly cheerful and amazed at the changes in Philadelphia since 1953. In particular, the tall buildings. He has talked about those in his family who are gone and cannot be together for his homecoming. He seems to miss them, especially... Well, of course he would do, wouldn't he? I suppose you're going out there, aren't you? Unless you've got like a brother or a sister. Does it say that? No. Unless you've got a brother or a sister who's still alive. You wouldn't have any children, would you? You certainly wouldn't have any parents. Uncles and aunties, I suppose not. You're on your own. Imagine that. 83 years old, you've gone out into the world and you're on your own. There's no one there. Just you. Must be hard. Because I suppose in prison, really, everything's done for you, isn't it? The washing and cooking and all that. You haven't got to do anything. I suppose he's got to learn all that now. Although you learn stuff in prison, don't you? Shania's back from the Rosary. Excellent, Shania. That was a long one today, darling. I'm very glad you didn't rush it, my darling. Very glad you didn't rush your rosary. Have you got a little altar at home? I have. Send me a picture privately. Let's have a look on Facebook and I'll send you mine. Clarissa says, if you like Douglas Adams, you might like Dick Gently's Holistic Detective Agency or even Behind Her Eyes, but you need to stay with it. Is it a scary thing? Sorry, I'm getting carried away now with my stuff, aren't I? Sorry, Clarissa. Hello to Simon Steele. Good evening, Simon, who says, hi, Chris. Perhaps you could put verbal diarrhea as the keywords for your show and you might get even more views. Love you really, strictly heterosexually Humpty. Thank you, Humpty. I'm so sorry that you and your daughter there had really bad headaches on your coronavirus vaccine there. Hopefully that I got the second one to still have, but we don't have a date for that yet. The way it worked, I got a text. That says, please make your date. So I did, had it, and then they give me a card, but I haven't got a date for the second one yet. So I presume we just wait for another text. I'm astounded. I am absolutely astounded how the government and the NHS have managed to vaccinate almost 15.5 million people in just a few weeks. I am absolutely astounded how they've managed to do that. Aren't you? How on earth have they managed to do that? It's amazing, isn't it? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Shania, Mass, 2 rosaries, adoration and stations of the cross for you today. Well, you're going straight up there, my darling. There won't be any purgatory for you, Shania. You'll be straight in there, my love. Wouldn't you? Straight up to heaven. Absolutely. You're past me, dear. I'll be climbing up slowly the stairs. You know, it reminds me of climbing up the stairs at a club that I used to go to trade when we when we needed to go to the toilet. By the time you wanted to go to the toilet, you were well out of it. I literally had to hold on to the walls to get the stairs. I wish I had some photos of that. We should have seen the state of us when we came out of that club. We used to get there at 3:30 in the morning. Turnmills, this was. 3:30 on a Saturday morning. And it used to finish at 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. You should have seen us in there. The time of my life. The time of my life, I tell you. Hello to Alan Ross. Hello, Alan. Forgot you were on tonight, watching now. We're a bit late now, Alan. That's all right. Don't worry about that, Alan. I'm not bothered. You know, next time you're on, I'll make sure I listen to the last 2 minutes of your programme. Alan Ross is here. He does a night chime show at Reach on Air. Monday, what days are you on? Sunday night to Monday. So that's Monday night. And it's I always get, it's very confusing, you know, that midnight part. So when someone's doing a show at midnight on a Sunday, is it Sunday night or Monday morning? But if I say Monday morning, you're thinking, oh, maybe 6, 7, 8, no, 12. Oh, you mean 12 in the afternoon? No, 12 o'clock Monday morning. As in, for Sunday night. Very confusing that. I think Alan does Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He's on late night. 12 to what are you doing now? You were doing 12 to 3. Because he's a night owl, Alan. He's always been a night owl. He worked on the London Underground and places like that. Nothing wrong with being on at night. I used to do overnights on Liberty Radio. It was on medium wave in London back in 1999, 2000. And I did 2 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. It was a great time to be on. And it's a huge difference at night time because people tend to stay with you. Nighttime, people, you don't want a breakfast show, they're in and out. 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, they might have you on for 10 minutes. No one's taking much notice of you. Seriously, they're not. You don't want a breakfast show, not really. 7, 8 in the morning, they're in and out doing their breakfast before they go to work. Not at the moment. Of course, I've completely forgot. We've got the lockdown, haven't we? It'll be a bit different at the moment. But, yeah. Nighttime, they want to listen to you and they want to hear what you've got to say. I do believe that. Daniel Woodhouse has got 3 wishes. Love, happiness, and a girlfriend. That's what Danny Woodhouse wants. So we need to find... Perhaps we should set a thing here, gang, that we find a girlfriend for Daniel Woodhouse. What do you reckon, eh? Are you on any other dating sites, Daniel? Which ones are you on, darling? Are you on the Tinder? Mucky little thing that is, dear. Mucky, dear. I don't think you're going to find a girlfriend on Tinder, but you might do. You might do. I was on the Tinder for a while. But I found I kept getting pictures of really good-looking blokes. So good-looking that I thought you don't exist. And I would get messages from them. Hi. And I'd look and I'd think, you're like a 10. Why are you looking at me? I class myself... I know I have the little jokes with you. I class myself as a 3 out of 10, right? Seriously. I've never ever had a high opinion of myself or anything that I do, and that's absolutely true, that is. That's really true. I class myself as a 3, maybe a 2, right? And these pictures, they're like 20s. And I'm like, why are you sending me a message? And I think, you don't exist. You're a pretend person. Someone has taken a picture off there to try and scam money out of me. It'll be a very blue moon if you ever get any money out of me, gang. I'll tell you that now. Talking of money, did we do the super chat? I've done your super chat, haven't I, my darling? I think I have. Excellent. Okay. Fran says when we were clubbing and a bit drunk, I remember her saying sorry to her reflection. Is that right, Fran? She said sorry to her reflection in a big walled mirror. I just remembered it. Oh, don't. The funniest thing, Fran, and I've told you this story so many times now, was when me and my mate, we used to go to this club, trade at Turnmills. And there were some steps. You'd come in, go down these stairs where people would often fall down. No one would help. They were all off their heads. So you'd have someone fall down the stairs, collapsed at the floor. No one would help them. They'd step over them. I am absolutely serious. And you'd go in there, you'd go past the bar and then up some steps, and there'd be like alcoves there, big alcoves that people would be dancing in and getting off with each other, you know, tongues in mouths and all that business. Then you go up these steps, and there's a DJ box on the left, and then you kind of go round the right. The dance floor is right in front of you there. You can go down a couple of steps onto the dance floor, or you can dance around the edge. And I used to dance around the edge against the wall. And you go along there, and then at the end there, there'd be a little couple of steps up, for some reason, don't know why. Couple of steps up, and then two steps down. And me and my mate, we'd stand there, because there was no air conditioning. It was soaking in there. The sweat that used to drip off the walls in there was unbelievable, really. And we'd be dancing there, we'd be off our heads, and we'd watch them as they come up these steps, because they thought they were steps going up, but they went down again. And they'd all go arse over tit. We'd just sit there laughing all night long because we didn't know what we were doing anyway. We found the whole thing very funny. And these poor people would end up in a collapsed heap at the bottom after slipping down. Aren't we awful? Let's see. Alan Ross is on Reach on Air. He's on every morning except Friday. Okay, Thursday night, midnight till 2. So the only night that Brandon does, the midnight slot I have off. I'm on midnight tonight. There you go. With the awesome 80s, the charts of 1981 and 1982. Now, this isn't him, obviously, but that's where he is tonight. Reachonair.com at midnight. He's got a proper nighttime voice, Alan. Proper nighttime voice, okay? You'll enjoy it. And he gives you little tidbits of information and all that. Join him tonight, reachonair.com at midnight for 2 hours. 2 hours. Did you not want to do the 3 hours then? Was that a little bit too much? Or what? I wouldn't mind doing a couple of hours myself. As I said the other day, a couple of people have, well, I keep getting messages from people, why don't you do longer? Well, it's not really available at the moment, you know? If the 8 o'clock became empty, I'd probably request it to see if I could get that and then make it a 2 hour show. I wouldn't do it at the other end though. I wouldn't do like an extra hour, 10 to 11, because then it eats into your day then. Yeah, I don't mind it eating into my sleep a little bit. In actual fact, I'll have a bit more time in the morning before my show anyway. If I can start going to bed at 11:30, like I did last night, and make that a regular thing, then I wouldn't have no problem. I'd get up to do an 8 to 10 show. I'd be up at 6:30. I like to get ready and everything. Do you know what I mean? So for my show at the moment, which starts at 9 o'clock Monday to Friday, as you know, I get up at 7:15 for that. I have my breakfast. And I come up in here usually about 8 o'clock, get things ready, warm the computer up, choose some records and things like that. Fran says people watching is so much fun. Oh, it absolutely is, Fran. You could just sit, you know, in a like tea shop or something like that, watching people in there, don't you? Don't you like watching the young people or the married couples rowing? They're usually young. Not the old ones don't. Young people in there moaning. You know, some girl dressed in a blooming tracksuit and the gorgeous boyfriend sitting there rowing at the table because the kids are playing up. And why don't you do anything? Why is it always down to me? I love it. And I sit there and think how lucky I am to be on my own. Mike says, why do you only give yourself 3 out of 10? Because I do. I never date anyone less than a 9. Do you remember our date? No, I don't. I'm sorry. Your square TV dish sticks in my mind, among other things. Yeah, that's right. I had that was in the flat in Wandsworth, wasn't it, Mike? Is that where you came to? My flat in Wandsworth. Where did we actually go out somewhere or not? I can't remember. It's so long ago, isn't it? So long ago. And I had when BSB we have Sky. We only have Sky now, but years ago, 1985, something like that, we had Sky and BSB, and I had them both. This square flat dish. But BSB, they only survived for a few months and then they got taken over by Sky. And the agreement was they call it Sky B. And then, of course, I knew it would happen. Eventually, Sky just dropped the double B bit. You know, the BB bit, which I'm sure you know what that means. Very happy to do that if you want to. Yeah, Sky B became Sky again. Before it was Sky Television and BSB. Sky bought BSB and called it Sky B. And eventually they dropped the double B and just called themselves Sky. They couldn't survive, 2 of them. Couldn't survive. Of course, old Murdoch, he had the cash, so he just bought them. I remember the square reel. We didn't go out at all. We just got friendly. Thank you, Mike. Hello to Vera at Central Station. Hello, Vera. Vera will be joining us for the first time at Bingo on Sunday night. She's all in the system. We've got a few extra people joining us this week, gang. If you know anyone else that wants to join us, let them know about it, will you? If you can let them know tonight so I can add them for Sunday. That's where the bingo is every Sunday night, thebingochannel.co.uk. You want to join us for bingo Sunday night? Just send me an email saying, please, can you add me to the bingo? You will need a Gmail account. I can try if you've got a different account, but it might not work, okay? Better off with a Gmail account. Send me an email, Chris@UnitedKingdomTalk. Please add me to the bingo, and you can play along Sunday night, 8 o'clock. It's only on for an hour, and there's only little prizes, fun prizes, nothing too expensive. And frankly, as I was saying at the beginning of the show now, I'm starting to get a bit worried because I'm sending stuff out, and it either doesn't get to them or stuff isn't getting to me. I'm losing parcels in the post now, which is bad news. Vera says, I remembered someone dancing on the stage at the Black Cap and they fell off. It won't be the first time that happened, my love. She wants to know how to play the bingo. It's really easy. What will happen, Vera? On Saturday night, late Saturday night and Sunday morning, you'll get 4 bingo tickets. And it says at the top, 8, 8:15, 8:30 and 8:45. It says game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4. 1 ticket for each game. I read out the numbers, you cross them off, and if you win, you quickly text in to the number you've just texted on and shout bingo. And that's it. You might win a little prize. They're only little prizes, nothing of great value. It's more of a fun thing, all right? I'd love to give away £10,000, but it just never happen unless I win the lottery. Unless I win the lottery. All right, my love. Alan said, I'd happily do 3 hours, but I'm aware of people looking for slots. So I'm deliberately keeping it at 2. Not that anyone wants the slots at 2 a.m. Well, I was just about to say that, Alan. There can't be many people who want the 3 a.m. slot. Seriously. This 8 o'clock, there's a lot of people seem to want the 8 o'clock slot at the moment. Of course, it was never the case a few years ago. They were struggling to find anyone. The first time I was on Reach, and the second time, I did this 10 till 11 slot. There was no one before me, and I'd do my 10 o'clock show, finish at 11, and then the next bloke was on at 7 o'clock. It was all automated. But it's got really busy. Those boys have done really well with what they've wanted to achieve there. Remember, similar to it's our hobby, isn't it, Alan, doing that radio show? It's their hobby to have the radio station. They're not making any money. I expect it costs them. I don't know how much it costs them to keep going, but that's their hobby, you know. I've got a radio station. I've no interest in owning a radio. Some people say, why don't you have a radio station? I did once, a talk station. It was a bleeding nightmare. A technical nightmare. And then you also had egos to deal with, which was a bit difficult, really. But, you know, we did it. It was all right. But I would take the 3 hours. Surely no one wants that 3 o'clock slot. 12 till 3, nothing wrong with that. Or what is it, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Well, but yeah, 2 o'clock, whatever it is. I'd just take that. No one's going to want that, Alan. May I ask, obviously I'm usually with you. I'm silent, you know. I'm not going to open my eyes and start sending you a text, but I've got you on my little speaker. I'm not usually with you past sort of 2 o'clock. That sort of between 1 and 3. Do you get many people messaging at that time at all? You know, the nicest messages, sometimes you get a message in. Or even an email after you've like finished the show. And it will be something like, hi Chris, been listening or watching your show now for several years. I've never messaged in before, but I just wanted to say hello and thank you for what you do and all that. They are wonderful. I bet you've had a few of those, haven't you, Alan? When people have been with you for a long time and they've never ever messaged in. Most people don't message in. They're quite happy to just sit there and sort of take it all in. You know, in my case, at least 3 people. All right, Alan. Danny says, I can't handle dating sites. I'm no good at grovelling or keeping going on about myself. I want a girl to take me as she sees me. Oh, bless him. Can we see the picture that you use, please? To advertise yourself, my darling. Could you send that up? All right. I told you about my jackets, didn't I? What about this? Horrible. I mean, just... There's some absolutely vile people at home. But Karma has got back to them, I think. This is in the Sun, and it was in there a couple of days ago. A gang of friends arrested for tormenting zoo animals. Why would you do that? What goes through people's mind to do this sort of thing? A gang of friends, well, karma has got them. A gang of friends tormented zoo animals have asked for police for protection now after they were identified online. Good. Good. I'm glad they were identified online, because I'd have something to say, wouldn't you? They've even printed the names. This is in the Sun. Jason Huggett, his girlfriend Coral Locke, and school pal Brad Green, all 22 years old, so you blooming well know better, are in fear of reprisals. They have been threatened online after being nabbed along with a fourth unnamed 20-year-old near Marwell Zoo. So what did they do? They were detained after distressing mobile phone clips of yobs tormenting animals surfaced on social media, including one of the most gentle animals you could ever come across, giraffes. What did they do to the giraffes? In one video, a giraffe is struck in the head with a can, while in a second, a tiger flees in fear of being kicked out. Well, what a shame it didn't bite someone's bleeding leg off. Vile people. Huggett, who has aspirations to join the army, not now, mate, you won't, is said to be a carpenter while his old pal Green works on building sites. See, these are not unemployed people. They've all got jobs. What possesses someone to go and throw a can at a giraffe? The social media footage has provoked an angry backlash, leading to the suspects asking for police protection. No, mate. Not unless you pay for it. Why should you have police protection for what you've done to those animals? No. Coral's mother, Zoe, said she's no comment when approached at the family home. Multiple police units, including armed response officers, a dog unit and a helicopter, were dispatched to catch the intruders amid fears endangered animals were at risk. And they got them. Good. Bang them up. White rhinos, targeted by poachers for their valuable horns, are among those at the zoo near Winchester. Dreadful. It tells you what other animals are there at the zoo. Just horrendous, awful people. Mark Bowles says, effing morons. Can't stand cruelty to animals. Makes me sick. Yeah, me too. I mean, I went a stage further, you see. I became vegetarian. You've only got to see some of those YouTube videos of how mass animal production happens, and you'd soon become a vegetarian. But it's just beyond me. Why should they have police protection? Bang them up. Shove them in prison for a couple of years. They won't do it again after that, will they? What actually possesses someone to throw a can at a giraffe? One of the gentlest animals you could ever come across. It's awful, isn't it? And talking of animals, in the Daily Star, the snowflakes are at it again, boys and girls. The snowflakes, who do not seem to be able to distinguish between reality and fiction. What a bunch of thickos. This is in the Daily Star. Disney is facing a backlash over the new Cruella movie, with fans accusing it of promoting dog abuse. It's a story, dears. The trailer sees Hollywood star Emma Stone playing the classic baddie Cruella de Vil, but fans believe the trailer released this week paints the trendy main character as misunderstood and sympathetic. This probably a millennial. Christina Grace wrote on Twitter, "I cannot express how little we need a prequel story for a woman whose entire deal just wants coats made of puppies." It's a story, you thicko. If you don't like it, turn it over and shut up. We're not interested. What's her name? Christina Grace. Another wrote, how the hell am I going to sympathise with a protagonist named Cruella that kills dogs and wears their skin? It's set in 1970s London and looks at the early years of Cruella's life before she became the puppy-stealing horror that Disney fans know she is. Cruella is a budding fashion designer but turns evil after meeting Baroness von Hellman, played by Emma Thompson, who's 61. Is Emma Thompson 61 now? Wow! They can't, you see, they can't separate facts with fiction. These blooming people are absolute thickos, aren't they? Don't you think? How can you not tell that that's just a film? And there'd be nothing left on the telly soon. You wouldn't be able to have Hostel. People would think that's actually going. Well, maybe it is somewhere. Maybe we can. That might be an idea. When we can go out to the theatre, go, can we have a live version of Hostel? And what we can do is get prisoners who have done some really horrible things, you know, like beating up old ladies or child abuse or something like that. Get prisoners on the stage and do things to them, like burn their eyes out with a blowtorch. I think that would be great entertainment, don't you? Live beheadings. Hey, you could turn it into a theme park, couldn't you? You could have these bad prisoners on there who have done nasty things to people. Put them in one of those things and, you know, you go on your little ride on that, like bit like in Disney. And then you push a button and you cut their heads off. Just a suggestion. I think that would be great entertainment. I really do. Mike in Brighton, cruelty to animals. They were the animals. Throw cans at them, but they wouldn't like it. Horrible people. Horrible people. Aren't they? Really? Horrible people. Fran says should have set the tiger on them. Yeah, should have set the tiger on them. I agree. I've got a message from my mate here. Ring me when you're done. Shall I make him wait? Shall I make him wait? Amelia Phillips has just texted me here. It's gone 10 o'clock. And? So what? Do you want to? Why have you told me that? Of what relevance is that to what we're doing at the moment, dear? It's gone 10 o'clock. Strange. Anyway, that's the Disney snowflakes. And got one more story for you on the show tonight. Pancakes. Did you do pancakes? What were yours? Did you do the ready-made ones? You can buy them in a flat packet, you know, about 5 or 6 pancakes in a packet, and you just sprinkle the lemon and you just put them in the microwave. They're perfectly all right. Nothing wrong with them. Or you can buy the batter, pour that in. Or you can do the shaker thing. Or you can make it from scratch. I bet probably people like Mick Davenport, and I would imagine Fran, probably Rachel. I reckon you probably make yours from scratch with eggs and flour and milk and all that business. Do you? Do you put anything inside them? You often hear, I think my nephew had blueberries in his, or blueberry chocolate or something like that. My mate's ex, he has Nutella in his. I just have normal lemon and sugar. In fact, I didn't put the sugar on this year, I just put lemon on it. Squeezed some lemon in a bottle. You know, I can't be bothered with all that lemon business. Just in a bottle. Dirt cheap. I know, Mark, it's gone 10 o'clock. Right. And? What colour's the ink? Rest in peace. You do get some odd messages from people sometimes. You see, on the tech, now the way we do the messages, as you know, in a chat box, it's really difficult. And it became too much, as you know. It became too much in the chat box. With the text, you can deal with it. You can deal with it because You're not looking at people talking to each other as well at the same time. You can actually deal with these odd messages. George, what time does the show finish? I don't know. Why do you need to know? 11, 12, 3? No, yeah. I'm not allowed to go past 12 o'clock because Alan Ross starts sending in vile messages then. If I go past 12 o'clock, Alan Ross will start sending in nasty messages because that would be encroaching on his time. I know he's not on the same station, on the same thing, but nevertheless, he would get very upset. Alan Ross. There you go. Look, Rachel, she gets the bottle from Tesco's. There's nothing wrong with those, Rachel. I've used those a few years actually. Rachel, she gets the bottle from Tesco's with a mix in, just add water and shake it. Like that, don't you? Clarissa, in her pancakes, chocolate and strawberries or chocolate and banana. Now, when you say chocolate, Clarissa, is it like a spread or a chocolate bar? How does that work? Can you get chocolate spread? I think you can, can't you? My mate has Nutella. That's not really a taste that I particularly like. Another chocolate, I can't stand Toblerone. Vile stuff. Oh, you sit these fat gits on the plane with that, don't they? They have these Toblerones that 3 people have to carry in. You know, you're sitting there in your seat and suddenly the end of the Toblerone ends up on your lap. Well, not in the seats that I sit in. Mike, he has the shaky pancake mix. My first attempt was like a gludge as the pan wasn't hot enough. The next 3 were yummy. Yeah, I think to be honest, Mike, that first one, that first pancake that you make, for most people turns out wrong, doesn't it? Mine was. I'm not very good at having a whole pancake, but at the end of it, usually I've started scraping it to see if it was done, and I've done it too early, and then it's creased it up. But it still tastes fine. Isn't it? Talking to crease up, Mark is now creasing up now. Forgive me, Father, I have sinned. What colour's the ink? Don't. That was sad, wasn't it, last year? George, because I've got to get up early. Well, go to bloody bed then. We're not interested in what time you go to bed. If you want to go to bed, go to bed. Are you asking for permission to go to bed? Well, denied. Because after I've finished, you've got to wait 2 hours for Alan Ross to start on Reach. Don't be rude. Fran says, George, you can go to bed if you want to, darling. Oh, Christ, there's Alan now. He must be still there. He says, I've done all my prep so I can keep going all night long if you want. I will just have to mute you while I'm doing links. Or you can come in on the show if you want. Just pick a bit of it up, Alan. Just let me know what time you're going to come in and I'll make sure I don't swear. Because on YouTube, it's very different. I can say anything I want. I don't want to ever offend anyone. No, that's true. Never. But, you know, I talk more on here like I would normally talk anyway. And now and again, you get the odd P word or bum word, like arse. I don't think I'd say arse on the radio, no. It's just not done. I'm always surprised, actually. I don't listen to Radio 4 a lot. But when you hear some of the plays on there, oh, it's all full of Fs and that, and Cs and everything, isn't it? Surprising, isn't it? BBC Radio 4. Jason Hughes, pancakes with sultanas. Okay. Sultanas, bit of lemon juice and a sprinkling of sugar. Clarissa, just normal chocolate spread. That's something you can buy. I don't think I've had that before. Amelia's going to bed now. Good night, Amelia. Sleep tight, my darling. Fran says homemade pancakes. I knew Fran would do her own. Orange teaspoon of sugar. Orange. Ooh, on our free diet day. Orange. Yes, orange. And Mark says, a little thought for you. Why has the 2 words post office got the most letters? And a little thought. Why has the 2 words post office got the most letters? And dwarf shortage. Have you mistyped that there? I don't know if you've typed that at all. Do that again, darling. Do that again. George, sausage and bacon beans by pancakes. Oh, no. No, dear. Oh, you've got to have sweet pancakes. I asked this question because the Daily Mirror was carrying this story. Now, you remember, I think Monday's show, or maybe one of last week's shows, we talked about baked beans on Weetabix. This is worse. In the Daily Mirror, a man has come under fire. Why? He shared his controversial pancake topping. On the plate were 2 pancakes that appear to be filled with tomato salsa and fish fingers. In a pancake? Oh no. 2 of which had been used as both decoration and to hold the 2 pancakes together. I've got to show you a picture of this. It was absolutely disgusting. What is wrong with some people? Why can't they just have normal stuff? Look at that. That is fish fingers on pancake. How vile does that look? Answer, very. The post was simply captioned, "Fish fingers wrapped in pancake" by Mikey G. Someone saw the picture and said, "I thought Weetabix and beans was bad. I've seen that, but this is far worse. It is." Someone says it's a clear signalling of a psychopath. It doesn't work, does it really? Not really. Jason says, "I think George is waiting for his cocoa. Is Nan bringing you her cocoa up?" Why doesn't she like me? George's Nan doesn't like me. Is it some old queer? Don't watch the old puff sitting in her home. Tell her time has moved on now. I might have to pick up the police and report her as a hate crime. Bless her. Oh. How is your Nan? Has she still got her own teeth or not? Does she put them in a glass, George? Let us know. We want to know these things. George, post office letters, dwarf shorts shortage. Hang on a minute. What's he say? I don't get it. Sorry, Mark, I don't get it. Well, leave that one, my darling. Don't want to upset my Mark. Franz has a partner has OXO on his pancakes. OXO on pancakes. I had an OXO drink once. That was all right, actually. OXO drink, wasn't it? George, pancake sunny Yorkshire pudding fried. No. Hello to Andrew at Central Station. From Luton? I'm guessing Luton. Is it you? Karaoke Luton, Andrew? I'm guessing. Let me know if it is you. It says, "Greetings, Chris. A great show tonight. Pancake topping, peanut butter and banana." Now, I'm not a fan of peanut butter, but, yeah, I could see that. Not fish fingers. Of course, our friend Daniel Woodhouse, he would have mackerel. He don't have fish fingers. Fresh fish only for you, isn't it, my darling? Peanut butter and banana, he says there. Not that I've tried it. Missed the karaoke nights, by the way. Andrew from Central Station. I'm thinking Andrew from Luton. Am I right? Is it you or is it another Andrew? Because I know a couple of Andrews there. Thank you, Rachel likes the jacket. Well, this was not the one I ordered, but they haven't asked for this back, so I've got my fingers crossed that I can keep this one and that in. All right. No, I'm not going to read that out, Mark, because not here anymore. Gone. Gone, dear. Gone. George says, "I meant to say that all pancake is fried Yorkshire pudding." Well, you are right, of course. It is, isn't it? Isn't it the same mixture? Is it the same mixture? No, it can't be. Pancake mixture tastes much sweeter than a Yorkshire pudding does. Or I wonder if it's the same mixture, but it tastes different because they're cooked in different ways, aren't they? Maybe so. I think we've got one more email here. Dan Wood has sent a photo of him. I'll just show you the... Oh, am I showing this to people? Yeah, I think I am. I'm showing this to people, aren't I, Dan? Now, this is the photo that Dan's using to attract females on dating websites. Now, gonna have to be quick with this, right? Because we're nearly finished. But there we go. Do you think that's a suitable photo to have on a dating website? Do you? What do you reckon? Does that work? Or do you think you should use a different one there? Don't know. Do you want to see mine? Oh, I don't know about that. Oh. I don't know if I can show you mine or not. I can see other people's. Oh! No messages again. Never mind. I'm going to show you mine. That one that I use. There it is. No, I don't think it's... that's the one I use. Is that any good? Does that look all right? Does that look like me? I hope it does. Huh? That's my dating photo. Do I need a different one, gang? In fact, I should have showed you that earlier. So what do we think on Daniel's one? Anyone answering there? There we are. Clarissa says they won't ask for this back as it was a mistake. Oh, that's all right then. Well, I'll have to order another 2 from... I won't order from them again, though. Very disappointed. Really disappointed that the wrong stuff came completely. And next time I order something like that, I'll order 1. Because they don't seem to understand that you've ordered 2, do they? Thank you, Mark. I've made him chuckle tonight, I hope so. Disappointed the boy ain't up still. Zach, tell him I said hello. Mike says, tell Dan I will come and fix his stroking arm. 9 out of 10. There you go. Oh, well, one of the gays likes you, Dan, but of course that's no good to you, is it, darling? Never mind. Perhaps we'll do that. If you remind me, actually, Dan, at the beginning of the next chat show, which will be on Monday, of course, okay? Monday is our next chat show. If you remind me then, I'll show the picture at the beginning of the show, and perhaps we can get some tips from the millions of people that tune in live to the show and as a recording every week. All right? Anyway, that's it today. Thanks so much for joining us. Our next chat show is on Monday night at 8 o'clock, okay? Monday night at 8 o'clock is our next chat show on this channel. Now, don't forget, tonight at 12 o'clock, you can see Mr. Alan Rolfe, or listen to Mr. Alan Rolfe. reachonair.com. Perhaps you could make me a little poster, Alan. I'd be very happy to put that up there for you. You know, at the end of my shows. Alan will be on Reach on Air tonight at 12 o'clock. Give him a go and send him a message. Send him a message as well saying, oh, we saw you on the thing earlier and we're listening now, and he'll play you a record or something. All right? Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. The Bingo channel. That's, of course, Sunday night at 8 o'clock. Anyone else want to join us there? 8 o'clock Sunday night for the bingochannel.co.uk. Perhaps you could tell other people, get a few more along. We've already got a few new people this week. The lovely Vera will be joining us. Anyone else want to join us for bingo? Just send me an email and say, please add me to the bingo. There's the email address, and I'll add you on there for Sunday. One more message from Fran, who says, Daniel's profile pic, your pic shows you smiling and happy. As always, my darling, have a nice evening, and I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.